6 weeks prior for pre-production, and there was a series of things that happened. I had a dialect coach, and then I visited Robben Island. I also visited the real man Patrick.
Right.
I visited places that he actually lived in his life. Spent time with the real people. Also put on a diet where I lost weight. So it was a cosmos of so many different things that took place.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think, like, especially in America, there's such this almost bridge between African and American. Oh, we're African Americans. Oh, we're Africans, and that whole dissension and everything. For you being a quote-unquote African American and going through this experience, did it enrich you in any way, or do you have a different outlook on that whole sort of issue at all?
Yeah, because when I first went to South Africa, period, it was my first time, and I went kind of with foreign eyes, and basically the discovery of becoming Patrick was more the discovery of who Derek is as an African.
Right.
And I felt like Alex Haley revisiting, like making roots and all the discoveries he did.
Right.
And as soon as you put your foot on South African soil, you sense a family heritage, a rich heritage, rich soil. And I think it centers you.
Right.
And it did so many things for me, but that's what I can think of right now.
Yeah, that was, I can just imagine. I mean, and I think a lot of times we don't even realize as African Americans just how African we really are. You know, like just the whole premise of a lot of the music we listen to, the way we dance, like the whole premise of like get low.
Yeah.
It's so African, you know what I mean? It's so African.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's amazing that you said that. I think collectively, when we discuss the issue of apartheid and the movement that the people took to change this, just in general, I just wanted to ask y'all, do you think that, because this is really interesting, do you think that nowadays that the people are lazy, or do you think that we're just not fed up enough yet to do something about it?
About what?
About just the issues that we're faced with.
Well,
I mean,
this man is doing something. The major issue that we face in the world today is intolerance,
racism,
is vengeance. The need for vengeance is really the major issue. The fact that we cannot let a grudge go.
Right.
And what South Africa showed us, excuse me, I've got a bad cold. No, not really, I've just got hay fever. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, because I was about to move to that.
Yes, Kevin.
So it's getting more difficult to speak. What this man's life shows us and what the history of South Africa shows us is that it is possible to leave vengeance behind, to forget it, to leave our grudges and move on. That's what that country has done.
Right.
And it's what we all could do.
Right.
And it's what he did in his life. He had so much to forgive.
Right.
His life was destroyed in many ways. Thank you.
Definitely. But why? I mean, but why? The question is like, I mean, for me watching the film, it was like to see people, everyday people, create their own militia, their own army, to get their own weapons, to take the initiative to do all of this off the strength of just, this is what we want to do.
Well, for 50 years of its struggle, the ANC actually followed a peaceful path.
Right.
Demonstrations, strikes, mass demonstrations, strikes. I mean, they didn't have the vote, but there was actually organisation within the country. As the repression tightened from the government, from the white apartheid government, it was reluctantly decided that the only way they could proceed was by armed struggle.
Right.
And this was a response to state terrorism. So that's how, you know, the decision to take up arms, which when Patrick and Derek Luke's character crosses over to the other side, he's joining, you know, the ANC in exile to fight, to continue the struggle against apartheid. And it actually wasn't that military struggle that brought apartheid to its knees. It was one of the factors. In fact, what it was, you know, the big impetus came from this country because it was the pressure of American people against the US banks lobbying the US banks, that finally made the US banks pull out of South Africa, and that's when, that's really the thing that most accelerated the change, because there was no future then without investment there.
Definitely.
So there is enormous amount that people can do in other countries, you know, through organization, through mass protest. I mean, that's what living in a democracy is about,
right.
isn't it?
Definitely.
Going back to your question about are people not getting fed up enough, I believe, and also just what Patrick's story highlights, is that you can't actually stay in that place of being fed up forever.
Right.
You know, and I don't believe that if he did stay angry, he would be sitting here in his
That's
room with
true.
us, so.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And right now, I mean, one of the biggest problems in South Africa is HIV and the effects of HIV.
Right.
And Patrick, just like he did then, when he was faced with the monster of the apartheid regime,
right.
he's doing something about it.
Right.
He's taken his ANC pension that he earned from being a soldier against apartheid, and he's built an orphanage,
right.
taking care of all the kids in his valley who have been made parentless by HIV.
Wonderful.
So
Mr.
we all can do something.
In your own words, tell us a little bit more about that, just about everything you're doing with the orphanage and the children and everything.
Well, the orphanage is there, and it's got 85 children with my 3 children, that's 88, and another new case has come as I'm here. You can get about 90 children which are there. They sleep there. They don't all sleep there because the place is small, and about 15 of them, they sleep there. And they eat there, they go to school there, and they do everything there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And volunteers are helping me, the community also are helping me also.
How do you feed that many kids, Patrick?
Well, at the moment, really, it's really difficult.
Right.
But maybe something, it will come, but at the moment it's difficult. I feed them from my pension.
Are you needing help? I mean, because we can work on sponsorships and stuff like that at Georgia State.
Well, that it won't come from my heart. It will come from you people.
Well, how can we help? Like, I mean, is there
There's a
We have a
website.
website.
Okay, let's make sure I get your information in the website and everything, and I can see what I can do as far as Georgia State and everything we have going on goes,
And
because
the
that's definitely a
extraordinary
worthy
thing about
cause.
it is very little goes a very long way.
Definitely.
You know, that's the thing. I
Right.
mean, there have been changes already because of the attention, and then now being focused on
Right.
what's called the Two Sisters
Okay.
orphanage that Patrick runs, and it's extraordinary the amount of difference it makes. Isn't that
You know,
right,
one of the
Patrick?
things that people can do is just go on the website,
What is the website?
www.twosisters.org.za.
ZA.
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 Okay.
Z.
Okay.
So, and one of the things people can do is just give, I don't know, $5 a month.
Definitely.
You know,
Definitely.
just arrange for your bank to send the money every month, and you won't even notice it.
Definitely. Okay, we got to wrap really quickly. Is there any other projects going on that we should know about? Any movies? Anything else besides Catch a Fire that we want to promote?
There is
And
only Catch a Fire.
We're completely
It's
up
all
to
about
here in
Catch a Fire.
and it's going to be like that for the next several months.
Okay.
Next, Patrick is, after he's conquered America, he's going down under.
Okay.
And
Australia, China.
Awesome.
I wasn't referring to anything else.
No other connotation
No,
was drawn.
none. He's going on a 7-state tour of Australia, then it's Europe, and then finally he's going to Africa in February, back to Africa, to open the film in South Africa.
I'm doing a romantic comedy.
Okay.
And you will be seeing Miss Henner pretty soon because she's about to blow up.
Right.
Yay!
Yeah! Beautiful. Okay, that's a wrap. SubUrban Underground, Catch a Fire. Thank you, guys.